Welcome back to episode 3. This is my series where I reimagine Telltale's The Walking Dead as a live-action show. Each episode will explore the original story and choices as if they were brought to life on screen. If you missed either of the first 2 episodes, make sure to check them out right here so you're up to date. And anyways, on to episode 3. We'll pick up immediately where we left off in episode 2, as everyone sits in the drugstore silent as the zombies continue to bang on the door. Eventually, a jet or plane will fly by, and this will cause the zombies to start dispersing. Once they're back in the clear, Lily will explain that it's Larry's heart, and how they've been trying to get into the pharmacy ever since. Apologizing for the argument, she asks for help getting the meds. Kenny will mumble some shit under his breath about Larry, with Kaja smacking him, while Lee agrees to help.
We'll get in there somehow.
Thank you so much. We need nitroglycerin pills. Please get in there. I'll keep an eye on my dad.
Joey, aka Glenn, will intervene, bringing up how the drugstore won't hold much longer and they aren't ready for when it falls. They'll come up with a plan. Joey will sneak out, siphon gas to eventually put into Kenny's truck, bringing it back to the drugstore. Kenny will go over where he left his truck, and then ask Joey to treat her nicely before giving him the keys. Both of them go out the back door, Kenny being there for backup as Joey gets away. Doug will ask Lee to talk outside with him, and they'll have a little conversation, where Doug also apologizes for Larry, and basically tells Lee that he's got his respect. Lee then spots his zombified brother.
Better handle this, huh?
Taking a second for himself before bringing it up to Doug that he might have the keys to the pharmacy. With a decent amount of zombies still around, Doug will want to make sure that the keys aren't in the building before taking that sort of risk. After that, we'll get a small scene of Joey as he makes his way down the street towards the Travelier Motel. Cutting back inside, we'll see Larry as he slowly recovers with Lily next to him, then onto Kenny, Kaja, Duck, and Clem, as they recover from everything that just happened. Kenny and Kaja will be having a little pep talk with the kids, Kaja especially comforting Duck after Larry threatened to basically kill him. After a little bit of this conversation, Kenny will notice Lee walking back inside with Doug, signaling his attention and asking him for a word. The two will have the same conversation about Kenny freezing at George's place, causing Ethan's death.
Back on Herschel's farm.
Yeah.
I panicked, you know. I'm not proud of it,
It happens.
I guess. But I can't stop seeing him in my head.
Yeah, that's rough.
I killed that boy. We could have saved him together.
You didn't have a choice. You think you do when you look back on it. But in a moment, when things are really out of control, you don't have any choice.
I guess.
Try to let it go.
This conversation will be one of many that start building Lee and Kenny's deeper bond. Lee will go over to Clem asking if she wants to help him look for the pharmacy keys, and as they walk over to the employee door, we'll see Carly working on her radio as she gives Lee a suspicious look. Opening the door reveals the depressing state of the employee room.
I can't think about them in here.
Mattresses on the ground with blood soaking the floor and broken glass shattered everywhere. Clem, being unsettled, stays by the door while Lee continues to look around, asking her some basic questions about herself to try to calm her and honestly calm himself. That's when Lee finds the family photo. Changing his demeanor and going completely silent before ripping himself out. Clem, noticing this, will ask about the picture, and for the first time, Lee will be completely truthful. Taking him a second though, he'll admit that this was his family's drugstore. A somewhat big change here. To keep urgency of Larry's situation, the little side quest Lee, Carly, and Glenn take in the game.
Hey there, this is Glenn, and I'm kind kinda in a jam here.
Won't happen. Well, just not like the game. We'll still see Joey at the Travelier Motel with a similar situation, but he'll just be alone. As he's siphoning gas with a couple zombies roaming about, he'll hear a woman scream from one of the rooms. With 2 zombies already at the door, the scream only draws the rest closer. Joey, pulling out similar tricks to the game, will lure the zombies away one by one, taking them out, showcasing just how smart and skilled he really is. Doing all that only to find out that the girl has a boyfriend.
I won't be fine. My boyfriend was bitten. You get sick and you die, and you come back and you kill anything you can find.
You have a boyfriend?
When?
Plus, she's also bit. Back at the drugstore, we'll get a quick scene of Lily helping Larry stand fully back up before we cut back to Lee and Clem in the employee room as Lee searches through some drawers when Clem brings him his dad's cane.
What's that?
This was my dad's cane. He'd zip around here on it from time to time.
Was he sick?
Nah, he was okay. I actually saw him whoop shoplifters with it.
After a little bit of conversation, they'll then move the desk, still talking about Lee's family. Clem will hurt her finger, Lee will fix her up the same fatherly way, and right as Lee is finishing the bandage, Carly will walk in, overlooking the situation before asking Clem if she can talk to Lee alone. For us game enjoyers, we obviously know what Lee did to get himself arrested. Most of you probably heard the phrase, show don't tell. Well, this scene does the exact opposite. Carly literally blurts everything out. Who Lee is, what he did, who he killed, and why. Well, not for the show. We'll get a much smaller amount of information.
I know who you are. You're Lee Everett. This is your parents' store. Folks around town know the owner's son got himself a life sentence, but I'm a reporter for WABE in Atlanta. I paid attention to that trial.
And that's when we'll switch over to Clem's point of view as we see her listening through the door. Learning that it was a life sentence is enough of a reveal here, and hiding Lee's crimes until a later reveal preserves the tension and just makes his character development feel more complex. We get to see all this good that he does before revealing the brutal nature of his crime. Not finding the keys, Lee heads over to Doug to show him the family picture, where then Doug agrees that Lee's brother is the best chance at finding the keys. Lee will go over to Clem and Kenny to try and get them to call Joey back with Kenny's truck as Lee and Doug head outside, where Doug unlocks the gate, Lee grabs something heavy, throwing it at the glass across the street, drawing the attention of the remaining zombies. In the TV universe, that alone is getting all of those zombies' attention. Lee sneaks his way over to his brother, having the same heartfelt talk before...
I'm sorry I wasn't here.
Zombies will lose attention at the glass and start heading towards Lee as he makes his way back towards the drugstore. Doug, fumbling with the lock, drops it just out of reach, telling Lee it'll be fine, there's only a few of them. Getting Lily on his way to the pharmacy, Lee opens the door and steps in when...
Oh no. We gotta hurry.
As we'll cut around to see a montage of countless zombies throughout downtown Macon, hear the alarm, and start making their way there, revealing a horde that's only building, banging at the doors of the drugstore. Cutting back, Lee and Lily get out of the pharmacy to see chaos. Kenny and Doug at the door holding it closed, Kaja panicking and holding Duck and Clem, Carly packing a bunch of food, and zombies breaking down the windows. Lily rushes over to Larry, and Lee rushes over to the door, helping to keep it shut. Lee tells Doug to cover the window, and him and Kenny continue to hold the door shut. This is where Kenny will tell Lee that Joey should be back with the truck any minute. Struggling with the door, Lee yells out for Clementine, asking her to find something to barricade it. One of the unguarded windows shatters and a couple of zombies flood in close to Kaja and Duck. Lee yells go as Kenny runs to his family. Struggling now with the door even more, perfectly timed Clementine runs over with the metal cane. Without hesitation, Lee uses it to keep the door shut. Stepping back, the cane is working, but it won't work for long. That's when we cut outside to see Joey anxiously honking the horn of Kenny's truck. Kenny yelling for everyone to get moving as he starts rushing his family out of the building. This is where Lee is left with his second major decision. Which ultimately, in this universe, he saves Carly. What really sealed Doug's fate was there's just more interaction with Carly, the tension of Carly knowing about Lee, and the fact that Carly is a better option for a certain upcoming situation. After saving Carly, Doug will be devoured in classic Walking Dead fashion, brutally. Lee, Clem, and Carly will start rushing towards the exit while Larry holds the door open as a zombie reaches out for Clementine. Lee instantly throws himself in front of the zombie, fighting it off, telling Carly to take Clem. The cane holding the door breaks and a bunch of zombies fall through as the store starts filling up. Lee finally gets the zombie off of him and starts limping towards the exit, ending with a cliffhanger of bitch-ass Larry punching Lee and leaving him behind. After we cut to black, there'll be one more scene, either before the credits or halfway through or something, but the scene will feature a middle-aged man moping down an empty road until he sees something, following it, only to find his dead wife and dead son. And that would be episode 3. A little bit of a slower episode for sure, but it definitely does a lot of work at building up our characters even more, getting hints at Lee's past, and finishing up with the drugstore. Let me know your thoughts and ideas about the episode down below, and also, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you guys next time.
Think about if it was you.
Fine, let's go save Glenn's damsel in distress.